The Legend of Zelda. It's been a good year for The Legend of Zelda. We got a new entry, we got a movie announcement, but of course, when that sort of stuff happens, people, well, they always want a little bit more. They're always looking for the next thing without really appreciating the current thing, and I get it, it's just human nature to be looking forward to the future. And when you look at 2023 and now for 2024, we've had a lot of interesting Legend of Zelda related leaks that have happened. There's lots of stuff to discuss with this. There's lots of things to analyze with it to see basically if the information ever became true or if the people were just kind of misinformed. And then of course we have a recent leak that just happened a couple of days ago. So I want to talk about all of this. I want to talk about Zelda's 2023, the leaks that were thrown out there for 2023, and then this new leak for 2024 to try and kind of make sense of any of this stuff. Maybe I'll do a good job, maybe I won't. I am RGT85 at the end of the day. So when you look at The Legend of Zelda in 2023, great year for the franchise. We of course had The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom release, a game that was met with critical reception, a game that was met with great fan reception, and was honestly one of my favorite, if not my favorite games of 2023. I played the hell out of this game. I didn't 100% complete it, but of course I did beat the game, and I really liked it. I thought it built upon the Breath of the Wild engine and really made it kind of made it feel like a kind of its own thing. There was a bit more emphasis on story and NPCs and stuff like that, which I definitely appreciated, because I felt like Breath of the Wild, for all of its advances, it kind of lost that more impactful NPC sort of stuff and like side character stories and stuff like that. But I felt like Tears of the Kingdom did a better job of that, and of course it made the game world bigger. Then we had the Legend of Zelda movie get announced, and everyone got excited. I don't really care about video game movies. Like they're cool, I guess, but it's like you just play the video game and like make your own movie in your head. Granted, it'll take a bit longer, but we of course learned about the fact that it's going to be a live action movie as opposed to an animated movie, which made some people happy, made some people upset. You can't please all the people all the time. So stop trying. But of course, we have to talk about the leaks that were presented in 2023 and how this positions us for this leak involving 2024. The main two leaks that I remember the most from this past year are as follows. Jeff Grubb. Jeff Grubb is a homie. I love Jeff Grubb. He's a good guy. But Jeff Grubb put out there that there was going to be more Zelda stuff in 2023 beyond just Tears of the Kingdom. And many people thought, okay, it's going to be that Wind Waker, Twilight Princess double pack. Maybe it gets shown off, and then we learn about a release date for 2024. Maybe it's an offshoot game. But when you look at what ended up happening after that statement was made, there was really two things that happened. We got the Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons games available on Nintendo Switch Online, and then we got the movie announcement. Now, I don't think Jeff Grubb was talking about the movie, and if Jeff watches this video, feel free to clarify in the comment section. But Jeff Grubb isn't known for leaking movie stuff. He's known for leaking game stuff. And when it comes to Oracle, like I'm not really buying that was the thing. So did plans potentially change? Was he given some wrong information, or was he technically right the entire time? I mean, that's for you to say. That's for you to decide with this. I am just simply presenting the information. In my opinion, I don't think either of those two things really were what he was talking about, but maybe they were. Who's to say? And then, of course, we have our favorite doctor. Whenever I feel sick, I go directly to Dr. Serkan Toto for his diagnosis and his analysis on things. And Dr. Serkan Toto, he's known for his little cryptic tweets, and he made one of his cryptic tweets, and everyone went absolutely crazy. There's going to be more Zelda stuff this year. This is about Zelda. Granted, he took that tweet down pretty quickly the next day or two once people started talking about it. But once again, the only thing that was involved with Dr. Serkan Toto's tweet was the Zelda movie afterwards. So was he talking about the Zelda movie? If so, why would you not celebrate that victory, quote unquote, and you delete your tweet instead? Like, I don't think the video game industry people are talking about a movie when it comes to this, especially when we know, like, that it's a movie, it exists, and that it's live action. Like that's all we know about it. So it's not like it was some big, huge reveal of anything like that. But I mentioned those two, and I mentioned Dr. Serkan Toto last because, like I said, he did his little cryptic tweet, and lo and behold, we have yet another cryptic tweet, this time coming in the exact same style from Nash Weedle. Now, this happened a couple of days ago, like I said, over on the Twitter space, and he said, C space ZR space 2024. And people went crazy with this because it was done in the same manner of Dr. Serkan Toto's tweet. People are like, well, this has to be Zelda related. This has to be something about Zelda. I've seen speculations about the C meaning classic. I've seen speculations about the C meaning Capcom. Capcom Zelda remake, classic Zelda remake, 2024. And everyone's getting all, in a tizzy over this. They're like, oh, he knows something. He knows something. Now, I'm not saying that Nash Weedle does or doesn't know something. They have been right about some things, they've been wrong about some things. The Metroid Dread situation, I mean, if you're an old timer, a lot of people give him, or them, I should say, credit for the Metroid Dread situation, when old school people know that Metroid Dread was like a DS thing that was supposed to be a new 2D Metroid game, and it looked like it just went dormant. And then when the Nintendo Switch game was announced, they kept that Metroid Dread name. But, I'll give a little credit there at the end of the day. But what ends up happening with this is I have to take a step back and look at all of this objectively. And I have to think back to what Nintendo themselves said. Nintendo themselves said that they want a Zelda game to release every year. They said that, okay? And that's why we got stuff like Hyrule Warriors, Cadence of Hyrule, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. These eShop, or the what do they call it nowadays? The Nintendo Switch Online releases of Zelda games. So to say that Nintendo doesn't want to do a Zelda thing for the upcoming year, I mean, that's just objectively false, because they have gone on record and saying that they do want to do something every year. So to say that a Zelda game is potentially coming in 2024, that's not really, at least in my opinion, that's not really an announcement. Like, that's not really something to sink your teeth into, because we already know that that's the business model. We already know that that's what they want to do. But what will it end up being? Does Dr. Serkan Toto and Nash Weedle know something? Have they heard something about, something concrete? Is it a remake? What do these cryptic tweets mean? Here's the thing about a cryptic tweet, in my opinion. A cryptic tweet can then be molded into something else and take on a life of its own, and then you never know if you're truly right or wrong about it. Just saying some sort of expression can lead people into a tizzy. I have a perfect example of this. There's an episode of Full House where Joey comes back from like a trip to LA, and he's doing comedy, and they're doing a surprise party at the house for him, and they give a code word for when Joey comes home so they all know to get ready. Stephanie messes it up and says the chicken flies at midnight. And I thought that was just so funny. So in high school, I told my friends about this, and I was like, dude, I got this idea. Let's just whisper the chicken flies at midnight into people's ear. Just walk up to them, be like, yo, the chicken flies at midnight, and then just walk away. So we started doing that, and it became this whole thing. And we got called into the principal's office because they thought it was like some sort of threat or something. It's just, they created something in their mind of something so simple and something that, maybe wasn't inherently there. I'm not saying any of these people are wrong. I'm not saying any of these people are right. All of these people have track records, and you could judge those track records for yourself. But to say that Zelda could be potentially coming in 2024, like, no shit. No shit. It's a Nintendo game. Nintendo like Zelda. It shouldn't be a huge surprise to anyone. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe ZCR or CZR, whatever the hell it is, Honda CRZ, like maybe all this does mean something and there is something behind it, and we'll learn about it sooner rather than later, but I'm just being a little bit skeptical about it. Let me know in the comment section down below, though. Do you think that this leak is something substantial? This is going to be something that ends up happening and we're going to get a classic Zelda remake, or maybe Minish Cap remake, or maybe another offshoot game? Or do you think that maybe Nintendo's just going to focus on the next hardware system, and maybe this game, whatever it may be, ends up coming out on that instead of what we have right now? Let me know everything you think in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, hey, thanks for sticking around till the end of this video anyways. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.